Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Ashley and this is Martin Midlife Misadventures. Amy's not home today, but that's okay because we are going to do some sprouting. Let me tell you something. It is the only thing that you can grow in a 3-day period of time. It is packed with nutrition. We are going to do lentils, which happen to be the second most nutritious sprout you can do. Number one is broccoli sprouts. The reason I choose lentils is because broccoli sprouts, the seeds, are way more expensive than lentils. Lentils are readily available for the most part everywhere right now and still very affordable. So if you can get some, stock up on a bunch because after you watched this process, I know you're going to want to start sprouting some. Let's get started. All right, let's get started. I'm going to show you what we're going to need. You do not need all these things. I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can get some sprouting done. You can use a traditional sprouting tower like this. They're wonderful. I'll show you that. You can sprout inside of mason jars, any kind of jar, any kind of glass jar you can sprout inside of, and I will show you how. In fact, we're going to do some sprouts in this Classico spaghetti jar. You also need a jar to soak the beans in, your beans, sprouts, seeds, whatever you want to sprout. You can even sprout popcorn if you want, okay? So, but for ours, we're going to do lentils. We're going to do these black beluga lentils, regular green lentils, red lentils, and yellow lentils. If you're doing them in the jars, you could use coffee filters and a rubber band or a piece of string or twine. You'll see a lot of people use cheesecloth. That's very wonderful to use. You can find cheesecloth usually cheaper at the hardware store than you can at Walmart and places like that if you buy in a bulk situation. So you might want to check that out if you're interested in the cheesecloth. First thing we need to do though is all of these need to be soaked. You need to soak them for approximately 6 to 8 hours is what I do, okay? So we're going to soak these for about 6 to 8 hours. Let's get started. I've added 2 tablespoons of lentils to the jars. Now the green ones, because I'm going to go ahead and grow them in this spaghetti sauce jar, I put about 3 heaping tablespoons in here. That should really fill this jar nicely. The next thing we have to do is cover them with water. Nice, pure, fresh water. If you live in the city and you have a lot of chlorine in your water, you might want to consider getting some fresh water, bottled water maybe, something pure, fresh just for this, because this is your food and it is going to drink this water. So we want to make sure we're putting fresh water. I'll put a little bit more in there. All right, now you're just going to cover them up in any way you want to. If you have a proper mason jar lid, of course, you can just do that. And just kind of swish them around a little. That'll kind of let, if there's any bad ones, float to the top. And I have this Classico lid, so we'll just use this for now. You get the idea. So we're just going to cover them, swish them around, and we are going to let them soak for 6 to 8 hours. It's been 6 hours since these have been soaking, and look how these red ones turn that water peach, and the yellow ones turn the water yellow. I'm going to thoroughly rinse these, and then we're going to load up the trays. I wanted to show you because I rinsed them all out. See how they're already starting to sprout just after soaking for 6 hours, even the green ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the first batch. It's okay that there's water. I have a thing underneath. And all you do is spread them evenly on your tray. Just spread them around evenly. That's all you do. Let me get the other trays filled, and I'll show you the next step. We've got 3 trays full here. Look here. You can see how they're sprouting. Isn't that amazing just from soaking? We've got our yellow ones and then our black beluga ones. That does look like beluga caviar. That's crazy. Okay, so now what we do is we have 1 cup of water and we're going to pour this over the top. It's almost down to the last level, and then the water's going to drain into here, and then when I wake up in the morning, I will dump that water, and I will dump a fresh cup of water on top. I will do this 2 to 3 times a day. A minimum of twice a day is necessary. You really need to rinse your sprouts as they're growing so bacteria does not form. It's very, very important. And I will rotate these trays in between watering. There is a lid, but you don't snap it on tight. You just leave it on there ajar so airflow can get inside. So literally just a jar. This will sit on the counter. It can go in a dark spot. You could put it in a closet. You do not put it in the sunlight. All right, we've got these in here. I did think I was going to put them inside here and let them sit, but that's actually too much of an angle. So I'm probably just going to prop a towel underneath this jar. I'm going to set it up on my counter out of the sunshine just like the other. It does better in a dark place. You could put this in a closet, but you'll want something underneath that lid there because some water is going to drain out. And this cheesecloth makes for easy rinsing. So 2-3 times a day, same thing. I'm going to rinse them, drain them, and then invert them like this. Let's check out these sprouts. Day 2. Would you look at that? See how they're growing? Every single tray. Now, what I have to do is dump the water from the very bottom. Do you see this? Look at those. See that kind of dirty water? These black lentils have really made the water dirty, but look at that growth. Okay, I dumped the water, and now I'm going to rinse them with about a cup of water. And I will do this again in the evening. And that is it. Put the lid on, like I said. A little ajar. And that's it. I'm going to set it back on my counter over there where it's kind of dark because these do not need sunlight. Let's check in on the mason jar. A little cloudy in there, but that's just condensed. Look at those sprouts. Can you see them? That is amazing. What I do is I just set it up. It's kind of hard to do with my hands full. And then I take my pure fresh water and I pour it through the top. Okay? And we're going to wet these again. Can you see the water in there? Okay, so I'm just dumping the water out. I will repeat the process this evening. That's all you have to do. Here we are. We are the end of day 3, and I want to show you, look at all these sprouts. It's very interesting how the different color lentils make a slightly different colored sprout. See the black ones? Now, you see I've got this covered over here. It's because our green lentils, always this method steals the show. Dun, 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 dun. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And if you could feel the weight on this jar, how dramatically it has changed, I'm going to dump them into a bowl. And I'm going to show you how many we really got because these are ready. Here they are, 1 quart size jar. And let me tell you, they're absolutely perfect and crunchy. I'm going to try some. These are going to be so good on a salad or in a sandwich, or you could even stir fry with them. I'm telling you. The mason jar works so well, I think, this time for us because it's quite cool in here. And they had more, I had them covered the entire time with a little napkin and left just some air circulation at the bottom. So I think that gave more condensation in there and allowed for these to grow a lot fast. But I'm telling you, the green lentils that you find at the Dollar Tree, anywhere, you can grow these delicious little sprouts in 3 days. I really, really hope you'll give it a try. And you need to remember, the most important part of this is that you have to rinse them 2 to 3 times a day. That's it. You want to make sure you're not allowing a breeding ground for bacteria. Now I'm going to take these, I'm going to put a damp paper towel over them, and I'm just going to stick them in the refrigerator and grab from them as we want to eat them. They'll last for about a week. All right, everybody, are you going to start sprouting or what? I'm telling you, it's fantastic. And I wanted to give you a tip because this is the way I store my sprouts. I save my fruit containers. This was strawberries. I save the blueberry, blackberry, any of them like this. And I pack my sprouts in here with a wet paper towel on top and one on bottom. And they keep inside my refrigerator for at least a week, okay? Sometimes I have to re-wet the paper towel a little bit. It really does help keep them from drying out and keeps them nice and crunchy. I'm telling you what, sprouting is the way to go in order to get the nutrients during those times when we can't, when our gardens are failing in the winter months where we don't have access to fresh produce. I can't say enough good things about it. And remember what I said, the rinsing is the most important part. You can form bacteria in these sprouts if you do not keep them rinsed. All right, everybody, I really hope you're going to give this a try. I hope you're stocking those pantries to the roof and not stopping, okay? Please give us a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And we are going to be talking to you really soon. God bless you all.